Hey.
Welcome back, guys. This is day 11 of 25 days at Chrissy, Vlogmas with Chrissy, cooking with Chrissy, and it is 9 o'clock at night. It's 9 p.m. and today I wanted to switch it up a little bit. I did cook dinner and it did came out pretty good. I tried something new, but I am baking, so I wanted to put this as a baking video instead of cooking since I've been cooking so much. So today we're going to be making our Coquito Cheesecake. This is a new item on my menu for the holidays, and I wanted to try it out, taste it, see how it is, if I gotta tweak anything, but I'm super excited. I've been making cheesecakes this past couple weeks for Thanksgiving, for people ordering, and they've been really, really good, so I wanted to do this Coquito one with you guys and share my recipe. So, if you guys have not yet subscribed to be a part of the CHRISSY CREW, hit that subscribe button down below. Give this video a big thumbs up, and let's get baking. So for this recipe, we have Philadelphia cream cheese, we have butter, graham crumb, cinnamon powder, sour cream, sugar, eggs, our cheesecake pan, brown sugar, vanilla extract, and some salt. Today, our handy dandy tool is going to be this guy, Mr. Ninja. I went ahead and ground up my graham crumbs because they were crackers, so I had to put them in the crumbs. So we use this. I have some graham residue. I'm going to leave it in because I'm going to mix it in with the cheesecake. It's going to be really good. Usually I'll use a hand mixer to do my cheesecake, but the last time I made a cheesecake, I made it in the blender and it was so smooth. So we're doing it again. Okay, so for our crust, the recipe calls for 1.5 cups of graham crumb, but I did 2 packs of crackers. I'm going to use all of this because I want my crust to be a little bit thick. I want it to go up the side a little bit. My last cheesecake I made for myself, my crust was a little too thick, so I'm trying not to go too thick, but we want a nice looking crust. I also ran out of butter, so this is all the butter I have left. I'm not sure how it was. It was like 2 big spoons. 2 big spoons, that's what I put. So we're going to add some sugar. This does definitely have a recipe, but I don't go by a recipe. I like to just go by eye. So we're just going to pour some sugar in here. You want it sweet. I do only have a little bit of brown sugar left, so we're just going to pour whatever is left of our brown sugar. I'm going to mash it up a little bit. And I also like to add a little bit of cinnamon. Just give it a little flavor here. So this is our graham crumb before we mix. I put more white sugar than that, but I started mixing it before I showed you guys, so I'm sorry, that was my fault. With this part, we're gonna have to use our hands because we wanna make sure everything is mixed in. So I take all the crumbs that I have, like the big brown sugar crumbs, and crush them up with my fingers, making sure it's all mixed into the graham cracker before I throw it in, before I put the butter in. For my personal cheesecakes, I like to add pecans to my crust. So I'll do like I've been making like for the fall pumpkin pecan cheesecake. But of course, you don't have to get the pecans in it. I'm not gonna put the pecans in it this time. There are people that are allergic, so they don't come in all the crust. If you request it, then I can put it in. But this one's just gonna be a plain one, but still really tasty. I'm then gonna take our butter, pour it on top. Let me show you guys, look. Then we're gonna mix this with our hands again too, because we wanna make sure the butter, gets all through the crumbs. If you feel like it's too dry, you can add more butter. I'm not sure how this is gonna be. Right now it feels good. It feels nice where I can pat it down into the pan nicely. So I'm not going to add any more. I also feel like the last time I made it, I put too much butter, and that's why it was kind of like hard to bite through. So this is like perfect. You want your crumbs to be crumbly enough where you can mold it. You see how that just molds up into a ball? That's what you want. Like I said, you can put more butter if you like, but you don't want to put too much. So this is perfect. It looks like sand. And I didn't even do much to it, but it smells really, really good. So of course, we have to taste it. So I'm just gonna make a little bit of mold. That is so good. One thing I love about cheesecake is a really, really good crust. And that tastes delicious. I think one of the best cheesecakes I've had, honestly, has been from Edible Arrangements. I've gotten like the mini cheesecakes, and the crust is just so good. usually, even with pies or cheesecakes, I'm gonna eat the filling first and then I leave the crust last because I like the crust the most. And when I have a good crust, like, it's like the best thing ever. So this tastes amazing. It's like, even with the little bit of cinnamon, you can taste it, but it's not overwhelming. Like, it just gives a nice like punch to the crust. It's so good. But of course, you don't have to put that if you don't want to. I just like the warmth that it gives to the crust. All right, so now that our crust is good, we're gonna pour it into our cheesecake pan. You don't have to butter it or anything, it does come out. And I'm gonna pour it all in, and then as I pour it all in, I'm gonna even it out, see if I have to take anything out, flatten it, move it up, do what I have to do. I'm gonna take my measuring cup and just help flatten it down. It's pretty cool actually, I never did this technique, I just read it in the recipe. I don't mind if the crust is uneven as long as it reaches the whole cake. This is how our crust is looking. Patted it down. Like I mentioned, I don't care that the sides aren't all even. It's still gonna be a really good crust. Now that that's done, we're just gonna put it to the side and we will get started on our batter. So we're gonna take our blender, add in our 4 packs of cream cheese. These are 8 ounces each. All of our cream cheese is in. I'm gonna take my little spatula and just like press it down so that it could just kind of go down a little bit. If you guys saw my coquito in the back, this is my coquito that I sell. Coquito by Chrissy. This is a virgin one, so this does not have alcohol. I'm not doing alcohol in this cheesecake, but if you do want alcohol, of course I can put alcohol in it and you have a rum cheesecake. It's not going to be unsafe to eat. It's going to be fine to eat. It's just going to have that little rum flavor in it. But this is my coquito. This size is my 33-ounce size, and I decorated cute on top, and it comes in a little bag. So guys, if you are interested, I am selling in the New York area. Just let me know if you want anything. I will leave my Instagram in the description box below so you guys can follow me. And yeah, this is really, really good. So we're going to take a little bit of pure vanilla extract. I'm just going to pour some in. I'm going to eye it. Next, we're going to put some ground cinnamon. So for the ground cinnamon, I am putting a teaspoon. Yeah, this is a teaspoon. Not too much. I don't want to be, too cinnamony. I'm going to put a half a teaspoon of nutmeg. And I'm going to put a 1/4 teaspoon of ground clove. I add these normally in my coquito, so I want to have the flavor really good in the cheesecake itself. Next, we're going to break up our eggs. We have 4 eggs. Normally, when you make cheesecake, you want to do everything separate. You want to cream the cream cheese so that you don't have any lumps in it. You want to then add the sugar, wipe it down, make sure you got all the cheese. But let me tell you guys, literally, when I did this the last time, I just threw everything in the blender. It was the smoothest batter ever. It was so, so smooth. So we're doing that again. Then we have a cup of sugar, 2/3 of sour cream, we're also going to add a tablespoon of cornstarch. We're adding this because by adding the extra cup of coquito in here, it's going to make the cheesecake loose, and we don't want a loose cheesecake. So adding the cornstarch, it's going to thicken it up and get it to a nice consistency so that it's back to being a cheesecake and not liquidy. So we just do a tablespoon of cornstarch. Actually, I'm not going to add this in here. I'm going to mix this up first, then I'm going to add it in at the end. But this is a tablespoon. I'm just going to leave it out here. We're going to add a dash of salt, literally a little bit, like nothing in there. Well, I'll just add a little more. This is not a salt thing, but you need always just a little bit of balance from salt. And lastly, we're going to add a cup of my infamous coquito. Now, I'm not going to tell you guys my secret for my coquito, but it's delicious, and it's creamy, and it's thick. It's not too thick, but it's thick enough. Like, look at this. Look at that. It's delicious, delicious. This is a cup, but this is a half a cup, so I'm doing 2 of these because I don't know where the hell my cup measure is. Now we're going to put this on the blender. And we're gonna blend it. I'm gonna blend it, but this is gonna be quick because my dog is crazy. Now I'm gonna stop it because if you guys can see this right here, you wanna make sure that is mixed down. That's why, you know, usually when you make it, you wanna scrape it and stop it, whatever. So I'm gonna stop it just so that I can scrape that down. Because like I said, we wanna make sure everything is nice and smooth and thick. So we gotta scrape this down so that, you know, everything just comes together. I'm also gonna add the cornstarch. Our mix is done now, so we're gonna pour it straight from the blender into the pan. What I love most about this recipe is that it's not a water bath recipe. So once we put this in, all we're gonna do is put it on a baking sheet. Right now I have my oven heated up to 325. This is gonna be in the oven for about, well, now that it has a little more liquid, I would say about an hour. Usually I do it about 45 to 55 minutes, depending on how it looks. You know, you don't want it to burn or anything, so you don't want to open your oven at all. So make sure you have a timer on, make sure you put it on your phone. I only open it when it's about to be like 40 minutes just to check on it to see how it is. Then like I'll put my timer maybe to like 37 minutes or something. Then I'll take a look and then I kind of just see how long or how much more it needs. But typically now that this has a bit more liquid, we're gonna put this in for an hour. How good that looks. Wow, that looks so good. There's flecks of cinnamon in there. Like, it just looks so nice and creamy. Let's take this out, and I'll take my blender and just scrape out whatever's left. Look at this. Look at all the little pieces of, not pieces, but the little just dots of cinnamon. Oh, it looks so good, I'm not gonna lie. It looks really, really good, nice and creamy. I'm just gonna shake it out a little bit just to even it out. I'm gonna take my big pan, put it right on top. And then I'm gonna put this in the oven, like I said. I'm gonna put it for 50 minutes on my timer, but I'm sure it's gonna be at least an hour, but I wanna check it at 50 minutes. So we're gonna put it in. And I'm not opening this stove again until 50 minutes. So I'm gonna put my timer on. This is my cute little timer. I got this when I was working at one of my hotel jobs, and it was for one of the manager's baby showers. So I still have it, I use it all the time. I have it to 55 minutes. So once this rings, I'll come in. All right guys, so our cheesecake is out. This is how it looks. It is a little browned. I did have to put it in the oven for a little while because the middle was still pretty gooey. You see it's kind of soft. So I kept it in the oven for, I had it for 55 minutes. When it was down to 10 minutes, no, it was down to 5 minutes, I added 15 minutes. So that's an hour and 10 minutes. Then I added another 10 minutes. So it took about an hour and 20 minutes for this. It was still a little gooey when I took it out, but that's okay. So we'll try tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be part 2 of this video. We're going to make the glaze for it, the coquito glaze for it, and then see how it comes out. And I don't apologize for my appearance right now. It is 11 o'clock at night and your girl got to get her mask on. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button down below. Give this video a thumbs up. Like I said, there will be a part 2 so that we can top the cheesecake, but this is it for now. And it smells really, really good too. So thank you guys again for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.